we go. Hello. Now we should be good to go. Now we should be good to go. Awesome. Okay. Still got that music playing in the background, dude. I like that. Is that good? Awesome. Okay. As long as none of that's too loud. It's going to distract me, though, if I have the music on. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. All right. Hey, so welcome to Umfowars. Tonight's a random stream. I don't really know why this happened or why I came across this, but for some reason I kind of got sucked into it. I was over at the beach with my family, and we got a little bit of service out of nowhere, and so I decided to check Twitter, and I came across this story of these four dudes in Oklahoma, um, Oak Okmulgee, I think, something like that. I don't know for sure, whatever. But these four dudes went missing, and there's a whole bunch of weird stuff around the story about where they went and what they did and whatever, whatnot. But so I didn't know any of this. I hadn't read any of this, hadn't heard of any of it. I guess it happened last week. Somehow I come across this right here, which I've got up, this tweet, and this is what started my whole interest in it. So at the be I'm going to kind of start, I'm going to jump around all over the place. And if you guys are following or if any of you are interested in this story, just kind of jump in as well. But so where I started following it was right at this point where somebody had said these four guys had left their house like between 6 and 8, something like that, on a Sunday night. I think it was Saturday, Sunday, and they visited a scrap yard is like the last place. One of their cell phones was pinged or something like that. All that will come up as soon as we get to the story and actually read it, but I'm just trying to explain how I even got into it. Was somebody had posted on Twitter while I was searching for this whole story, and they said, so supposedly these guys had went for a bike ride late at night to go to a scrap yard. So my first thought was, oh, well, they're just going to go steal some shit from the scrapyard. I get it. It's okay. I understand. Um, but somebody had posted on Twitter these salvage yards there. And the first one that came up was this Let's Ride Automotive place. And I thought it was really weird that the picture is of a weed cartridge. And uh, THC is only allowed for medicinal use there in Oklahoma, I guess. If anybody knows anything more about Oklahoma, they can comment or whatever. But as far as I can tell, it's only medicinal. But there's a review left for this like scrapyard, junkyard kind of place, mechanic shop. And this lady says this is the best place to buy these weed cartridges, which I thought was weird. And there's nothing, we don't know for sure if there's anything connecting these guys to this specific place. That's what just caught my attention, and I asked the question, and then from there, all these other questions started popping up. So if we go into like just into my notifications, it's crazy. There's like so much stuff like where people are talking about all this. Like I'm not normally a true crime or a breaking events kind of whatever guy. But right here, there's like they were seen all over the place for a couple of days. Who reported all that? Not one of the sightings were confirmed. Also, the phone went to a gas station. but they were never seen on camera at the station. So like there's pings of their cell phones around certain places. Like, dude, I don't know. This whole story is so weird. I think the first thing we should do is before we get too far into trying to figure anything out is let's just read like a news story about it and go from there. Because these tweets that I've got are all like piecemeal, like where I was just included in other people's threads. Like I said, I don't normally do this true crime type of stuff or follow this kind of stuff. I just figured I'd give it a shot and we'd look at it and see what happens. But let's read the story and then we'll come back to the tweets and go from there. So, oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Let's go to here. Sorry, I coughed right in the mic. So, police. 4 male bodies recovered from Deep Fork River near Okmulgee. The remains of 4 male bodies were recovered from river near Okmulgee. I really wish I knew how to say that. It's got to be Okmulgee. Okmulgee. According to police, the families of 4 missing men have been told about the discovery, but police have not confirmed identification. So there's no identification on the bodies yet. They said it could take a couple days. Officer said no one had seen or heard from Mark, his brother Billy, Alex, and Mike since Sunday night. All the information we had up to this point indicated that our missing men, based on telephone data, had gone east, leaving town, and then ultimately south on 75. This is the opposite direction. So, no, we never considered this as a search area, said Chief Prentice. Okay, so the phone data they have for him, I know we're not supposed to break it down right now, we're just reading through it, but so the phone data they have for him was that they went the opposite way of where their bodies were found. So, anyway, dispatch received a report about suspicious items found at Deep Fork River around 1:49 p.m., police said. And that comes up in the tweets that I found where dispatch received a report about suspicious items. So I haven't found anywhere where somebody like calls in and says like, hey, there's a body in the river. There's a report of suspicious items. Like if somebody could find possibly where they say like, hey, there's, I called in to report a body in the river, or there's a copy of that police report or a recording of that call or whatever. I mean, that would help and make more sense. But as for now, somebody reported suspicious items found around 1:49, and that's from what the cops said. Also from the tweets. Oh no, we're not there yet. Never mind. I'll tell that later. So officers responded to the scene and found multiple human remains, according to police. And a family friend of 3 of the men stopped by the scene this afternoon and uttered disbelief, even though the remains haven't been positively identified yet. Friends told us they are assuming the worst. I just feel sorry for them. That's all. They're going to be missed. Okay, we don't want to get into the whole sadness in family. Let's remain as distant as possible from this. I feel for you guys. I really do. Kind of. Police said, based on phone records, Mark was last spoken to around 5 Sunday evening, and then he and the others all left home near West 6th Street. We're not giving up. If these are your loved ones, we're going to do switching focus and ground, whatever. So the sheriff said they're going to start now doing a murder investigation. Chief Joseph said he has a message for those responsible. I'll tell him when I see him. Chief Joe. The bodies will be transferred to the medical examiner's office to be identified, police said. This one doesn't say it. So the story I read earlier said that it would take a couple days. So we're looking at like, today's Sunday, so Monday, Tuesday, something like that. So anyway, all the time, I wish like I had a timeline of events of this setup to where we could put it all together. Somebody probably has that out there. Somebody has it already in a spreadsheet that looks beautiful. But apparently these guys left the house of, so there's two brothers involved, I guess. Somebody left the house of the two brothers, or these guys all left the house of the two brothers, um, on bicycles. I don't I don't judge. Some people ride bicycles. There's conflicting reporting though about as they left on bicycles, because no only three of them were together supposedly, or at the very I don't know. That part gets confusing because if you look at where they left, so three of them were reported missing by one person, the other person was reported missing by themselves. And so that's kind of that kind of throws up a thing there. You're like, why did one person report three of these guys missing, but the other person reported the other guy missing as well, and then all four were found together? So I don't know that. Um, this isn't the story I had up earlier that had that. But so let's go back and get the one. Let's see if we can find the one that even says that, where they went on a bike ride. Okay, so the police in small town Oklahoma City found four bodies in the river. Yep. Passerby had noticed something suspicious. That's the same thing. It doesn't say. Okay, and then investigators found what appeared to be human remains protruding from the water. So it doesn't say that the person driving by found human remains or saw human remains. Like, if I saw a body in the water, I'd be like, dude, that's a body in the water. Was there confirmation they found body parts, or was that? Oh no, they found the bodies. They have the bodies. They recovered the four bodies, but they haven't identified any of them yet. And then someone in one of the Twitter threads that's going along with this that I'm tagged in for some reason is also claiming that there's a fifth body, but I don't know anything that I haven't found anything that corroborates that. No, bodies, full bodies, I think. This one says what appeared to be human remains. I haven't heard anything about them being chopped up or anything like that. Gone east, leaving town. This is the opposite direction. The authorities. Okay, the police said on Tuesday that all four were believed to have left Billy Chastain's home on Okmulgee's west side around 8 p.m. on Sunday on bicycles. Two of the men were likely carrying cell phones, but calls to them went straight to voicemail. So that was the weird thing. In an interview with the television station Fox 23, Chief Prentice said one of the men had an app on his phone that placed his last known location at a salvage yard. And that's what got us to those tweets earlier of where we found this one review of the salvage yard. So shit, where's the tweet? I lost it. Get back in there. But so that's what got us to the tweet of the guy that posted the reviews. Scrolling so fast, I'm going to give you epilepsy. It was way down here. I talk a lot of shit on Twitter, so there's a ton of stuff in here. On my knees, just bend over. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But so this is the review. So here's the Let's Ride Auto Salvage. In the tweet, there was 3 junkyards listed that they had visited. So in the story, it says, in an interview with the television station Fox 23, Chief Prentice said one of the men had an app on his phone that placed his last known location at a salvage yard. The chief said investigators had scoured 25 acres of that area on foot and with search dogs that came up with nothing remarkable. So somebody on Twitter had posted that there's only 3 salvage yards in the area, and one of them is this one called Let's Ride. And I'm not trying to, I don't want to do this. I don't want to put things like that. But if we go in here and we click the reviews, the very first one on this, I mean, like right there. This is the only place that I've found these, and boy, are they good. I will be back to see your face. Like, that's weird. Like, the very first review on there is a weed review. And then if we click that person's profile real quick, I want to get off of there. I don't want to blast that person. But so you can do it on your own and go through there on your own. But it looks like legitimate reviews on the rest of that person's part. Why is there a review for an illegal substance on that website? So that's where we got like, okay, now something's weird, and that's what got me interested in it, and then got me tagged in some of these things, and now we started reading it, trying to figure it out. So this is what it gets even more interesting. Okay. So residents reported sightings of some of the men around town, like at a smoke shop on the south side of town on October 9th, or at the YMCA on Tuesday. So like people are supposedly seeing these guys all over the place, saying like, oh yeah, I saw Billy over there, or I saw Tommy at this place, whatever. But supposedly these guys are dead in the river. It's uh Residents reported sightings of some of the men around town, like at a smoke shop on the south side of the town on October 9th, at the YMCA on Tuesday, the police said on Facebook. One person reported that all four men were seen walking along a street at 2 a.m. on Tuesday. The police emphasized that none of the sightings had been verified. So that's weird. But when we look at the mugshots of these guys, let's get off this maps. Go back to uh, I said mugshots, not mugshots. When we look at the pictures of these guys that are missing, which is weird because one of them they did use a mugshot. They said this guy, the bottom one, that his missing person picture is a mugshot. I think that hasn't been corroborated either. That's just more speculation. But somebody said what a local from the area had asked the question. I think it was on one of the news sites. I'm not sure which one. One of the local news sites to there, either that or to Tulsa. Tulsi. What the fuck is it? The only thing I can think of is Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Whatever. Anyway, the one of the news things there had said that somebody in the comments had asked the question, why did you use one of the guy's mugshots? And I'm thinking that the bottom one's the mugshot, the Michael guy. But so this was them. And honestly, if somebody is like, hey, have you seen Alex, Mark, or Billy? I'd be like, oh shit, yeah, I saw Billy yesterday. Or you know what I mean? Or like I saw Alex this morning. He was getting biscuits and gravy. Like they just look like the guy you'd see all the time. So who knows if these reports of seeing him around town are legit or whatnot. So let's read this one too, I guess. Uh, 4 sets of male human remains. I still haven't found any confirmation on the fifth one. That just came from a Twitter rumor, and so I don't think there is actually a fifth body anywhere. And here's another right here again. A person who found suspicious items in the river near the Sharp Road Bridge, southwest of Okmulgee, reported the finding to police. And then the cops found the bodies. So I don't know what the person found. Yeah, and they've confirmed it's four dudes, but they don't know that it's those four dudes. I don't know. I can speculate all day long. Like I have a pretty good idea, but okay. So let's get back into the tweets now. So where were we? In here. It's all in my notifications because I'm tagged in all this random shit. Okay. Must suck living your life making up conspiracy theories in your head because you don't want to accept reality. Yes. Okay. Ice cream is badass. Nope. Gross. Where are we at? Here we go. They were seen all over the place for a couple days. Who reported all that? Not one of the sightings were confirmed. Also, the phones went to a gas station, but they were never seen on camera at the gas station. And that's another point that we've been trying to figure out. And they haven't released any footage or anything like that of any surveillance of any of that. They said they're trying to gather the cops have said they're gathering data. It was the last that I read. And so they're trying to get any kind of footage or anything like that that may be available to that. And this is the one, this is what got us here. Where, okay, let's go back up to the top. Okay, here we are. This is the one that started it all. So, why would four guys go cycling at 8 p.m. on Sunday, body parts sticking out of the water? Why kills like this? Could have been work of cartel. It doesn't sound like cartel. It's sloppy as shit. It's not cartel. If it was cartel, you wouldn't have found him. Maybe one of them may have had PTSD, lost on the other three. So these just people are speculating, whatever. So here's where we got the salvage yards in Okmulgee. They're all closed at the time the guys went cycling, cycling, and then that's where when I saw this, this is the random tweet I came across when I saw that. I'm like, why is that a elevated cartridge right there? And so then I went and asked the question, and then that's when we started going down the hole. And while it's fascinating, while it's really strange, good observation, the plot thickens. In one of the local news articles, it was said they visited the scrap yard regularly. Were they were they looking for parts to use for a project, or visit a friend there, or bought a hem, some weed? So strange. The four look a little shady in my opinion. That's just speculation, buddy. Come on, leave them alone. And then you said you hacked them up and discarded them in the river. I don't. There's not. We haven't heard anything that they were cut up yet or anything like that. So, could someone have left a review and dropped the photo on their page? So the review was actually put on there 2 months ago. It was a review left for this scrapyard. And again, we don't know if this scrapyard's even connected to any of this at all. This is just a scrapyard in the same town. And for some reason, it has a marijuana review on it. That's all. That's all I know. So that's how we got to where we are right now. And this is the one right here. Cops said whichever salvage yard phone pinged at was closed, owner was cooperating. So according to whoever this person is, they said the cops are cooperating. They went to a second salvage yard as well. Someone were also said they were seen leaving a bar. This is they were seen all over the place. So and that's it. That's kind of what we got. That's kind of where we are. Like all my notifications now are just people making fun of me. AgentUmpqua. Yep, that's me. Oops. I don't even know what we're looking at. What I like. Anyway, yeah. So I don't really know. like where else to go from here until we, start hearing from the cops about what's going on. So supposedly, like there was one bike found. I've only seen one person post that one local news source said, which I haven't been able to track down each one of these individual local news sources that people are claiming they've read or heard or whatever, and most of it might be hearsay. Um, oh, oh wait, there was one more. I'm gonna have to scroll way back to try to find it. I got one more. I got one more way to go. Um, there was a shit. Shoot, sorry guys, hang on. I'm trying to find it right now. I've got it in here. I just got to figure out how to get it from phone to computer. Beer review. Yeah, dude. Tonight we're reviewing the Boneyard beer. This is Boneyard Double IPA, Hop Venom. It's 9% alcohol. If you want to see how that, it's got all kind of cool stuff on there. There's like snakes and stuff. On the back it says Boneyard. It tastes like beer. You're gonna make me forget what I'm trying to find if now I gotta talk about beer. The fuck was I looking for? I was like, there was one more thing, and this is something that was important, and now you made me forget it because I had to talk about beer. It's in my fuck. I don't know. I forgot what the hell I was talking about or what we were gonna say about that. It was about the bicycles, wasn't it? What the hell were we talking about? Why is nobody talking to me? Oh. There. The police emphasized that none of the sightings had been verified. I had one today that was in Monroe, Louisiana, about 400 miles away. I don't know. I had one I was gonna, one that nailed it, but now I can't think of which one it was because I had to talk about the beer. So I don't really have much more to say about it than that. Like, it was a weird ass case. Sorry, I keep coughing right in the thing, but smoking some weed until they come out with like a cause of death or something. Give us any kind of update on it. I haven't seen anything come out about it since. Like I said, I was in and out of service all day today, so I wasn't able to keep up on it much. But let's search for. We were searching for that earlier. Okay. People are trying to associate it with the Aryan Brotherhood stuff. I saw that. That was weird. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, or OSB, which is leading the multi-agency state and federal probe, confirms that remains have been. We already knew that forever ago. The level of danger is jarring. Reminder of the unseen threat of white supremacist prison. What the fuck? What did I? Sorry, I clicked the wrong one. I honestly don't think this one has anything to do with the white supremacist prison gangs, but it could, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so someone else. Okay, let's get out of this. I mean, maybe they're right. Update. Bodies recovered. Why is it a picture of weed? 4 State News, though. That looks like a fake site. Floyd Maxwell. 4 dead bodies, all male. Okay. KLBK News. How's that one look? Friday afternoon in River. Yeah, see, there's nothing else. 3 hours ago. It's all the same stories. So I guess we're just going to have to wait. See what happens, what comes out next. Unless you guys got any ideas. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Okay, I remembered. No, now I remembered. Okay. So, it's right here. I know how to get it. Go over here. So, there, some of my friends have a true crime Discord. And I was posting links in there. Right here. So, I jumped in there. True crime Discord. That's where I was posting links. That's where that Reddit link is. I just got to scroll up through all their nonsense. Right there. Boom. Okay. I don't know how to shout it out, but you can go to that true crime Discord. Okay, here we go. Shit, I lost the tab. Let's get it up there. Here we go. Here it is. Shit, I dropped it again. I'm bringing it. Okay. Put it in with these. There it is. Boom. Get it up there. All right. Multiple remains found in Oklahoma River after 4 friends vanished, authorities say. So here's the Reddit thread that we were looking at earlier. This one, okay, this is what I was trying to get to before fucking Josie made me start talking about beer, and I completely forgot what I was doing. Anyway, let's get back to it. This is a Reddit thread that has a whole bunch of random information in it, and I found this after I had found that random tweet. Like I said, I don't know how I'm here or why I'm here, but this one's pretty cool. So let's try to figure it out. This link seems to have more info, like how the bikes were never found, cell phone pings traced, one to be south of the city and another to junkyard, and multiple yet unconfirmed sightings around town. We already went through that. The property south of town, also a salvage yard, and the junkyard in town are both owned by the same people. I'm sure this has probably not been released by the news yet, but I'm local to this and checked public records out on a hunch curiosity. What catches my eye in this article is that they were last seen at 8 p.m. Is going for a bicycle ride in a group common thing late? This is where we get into the speculation of what were you doing out there? I mean, I have an idea what they were doing. I have a real fucking good idea what they were doing, but it doesn't mean somebody should have killed them and threw them in the river. I'm assuming that the assumption that I have is much less than what they were actually involved in. So, but I'm not going to go into speculation. I'm just reading what's on the thing. Okay. Also, I'd be curious to know if this is something they did together on a regular basis or this was a random occurrence. So you have these people don't get it. Like, I don't know. I just feel like the way that guy's looking at it when he's making that assessment of the situation is he's never met people that live in this situation like these guys lived in. Let's go back up here and sort this by the newest. See if anybody's given us any updates or anything. 2 hours. That's so sad. That's so sad. Probably okay. So here's one of the ones. Probably connected to the Aryan Brotherhood stuff. I don't I don't know. Like I've heard of some of the Aryan Brotherhood stuff from down there, and I've studied that in the past. And honestly, I hate to hurt I hate to hurt anybody's feelings, but that whole white supremacy stuff isn't as real as people think it is. Um, Deep Fork has been flowing. Oh, this okay. So this guy posted about the river. I saw this one. This was 23 hours ago. Deep Fork, the river, has been flowing at 10 CFS, and I don't know what CFS means. Somebody might be something fucking seconds. At 10 fucking seconds. 10 C's per second. For the past week, where they landed is where they were dumped, and where they landed is where they were dumped, and if the dumper expected the river to carry the bodies away, they were an idiot. So what he's saying is that the river's been flowing at such a low level, if they expected that like you chuck the body in right there that it was going to take it downstream, they're dumb. So I get what he's saying. Things things like this in small town Oklahoma are usually drug related. In Haskell to the northeast, they had an incident where 4 men with rifles kicked in the door. Okay. So thanks for your speculation. I appreciate that. Am I alone in my theory that Bigfoot is somehow involved in all of this? And no, he's not. That guy is not alone. I have considered Bigfoot as well. Like, my initial leaning on this entire case has been toward drugs, and I really think that there was something going on with one of the salvage yards and something to do with drugs, some like marijuana. Like I really think it's a marijuana related thing, which is super sad. And this is just all my opinion, my speculation. But then a part of me, if these guys just went on a bike ride, it's extremely possible that Bigfoot just fucking ripped their heads off and threw them in the river. And that's why they call it like the person saw an unidentified like a object or something in the river instead of saying that they saw a body. Like they might have just saw like the head that Bigfoot had ripped off of this dude and mounted on the bicycle. And that's why I don't know. That's pure speculation. And that's not based on anything that we've read tonight at all, but it very well could be true. Very well could be true. So no, a nun with a gun. You're not alone in your theory that Bigfoot was involved. Okay, my guess is a road rager just decided to run them over. See, I thought about this too. I thought about this. Somebody decided to run and somebody hit him and knocked him into the water, but that would have been noticed way too quick, like way sooner. Um, so these guys have been missing for a period of time. It wasn't like they had just gone missing that night. These guys had been missing for a while. So if they'd been hit by a car and splattered across the highway, somebody would have noticed. Around where I live, we have the highway guys that drive up and down the road and clean up roadkill all the time. They would have spotted some bodies. You know what I mean? I'm sure Oklahoma has people that clean up roadkill. They would have noticed some bodies smacked all across the side of the road. But these guys were all in the river, so it's not like unless they just got like all hit at once. There was this one time that me and my buddy David was riding bicycles, and there wasn't much of a shoulder on the road out where I live. It was like real narrow, real small, or out where David lives. We were going from his house out to the lake on 10 speeds. His I think I was on his sister's and he was on his, and a dump truck had went by, and the something on the dump truck had caught his jacket and threw him up in the air and tossed him out into the fucking into the field next to the highway. But it didn't kill him. So I don't know. I guess I almost forgot how I got on that story. But like it didn't kill him. I guess if it would have hit him and just like smacked him, he would have just like exploded and died. It just like caught him and threw him. Like, and that would have to be extremely extenuating whatever circumstances to grab him and throw them all into the river. What up, Farmer John? Okay. I read this as a rescue gone wrong situation. No. I wonder what the suspicious items were that someone reported which led to, that's what I was wondering too. Notice the belongings were just floating, maybe, but what does it take to trigger this? I'm wondering what they saw that indicated them to call the cops. Let's see. Jesus Christ, just because they look like rednecks doesn't mean it was meth. This is how half of my family looks, and they aren't on meth. Show some respect, or if you can't do that, just don't show anything. For anyone wondering, this is a town Reservoir Dogs is based in. Oh, this is the town Reservoir Dogs is based in? They almost certainly aren't road bikers and do own cars. We're probably just scooting around town for shits and giggles, as you'll see several characters in Reservoir Dogs do. Why would they bike to a drug deal when they drove to that house? That guy's fake. So I don't believe that guy lives there. I don't believe he's ever seen the movie Reservoir Dogs. And I don't believe he knows what he's talking about. And he may not even be a he. That may be a woman. Okay. If you see the mugshots and the family members on the news, it seems clear they weren't recreational cyclists. Yeah, we've already established that. Interesting, the wife reported. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier. This one is pretty cool. Pretty interesting. Interesting that the wife reported 3 of them missing, and the other was reported missing by his mom. So that's another twist. They weren't all. I mentioned this earlier. They weren't all reported missing at the same time. So the wife reported 3 of them. The other one was reported by his mom's. Seems like they didn't all leave the house together, but met up. Probably doesn't matter either way. It will be curious to see how this could have happened. So that one threw me a little bit. I don't know where they read that. Is that in this story that this is on, that they were reported missing by different people? Okay. Fuck with the wrong dealer, ran across a still. Ran across a still. I love this one. I read this. This is the one. I read this one earlier and I cracked the fuck up. Oklahoma will eat you up if you're living wrong. I I would say ask my cousin, but he was killed by his friends over meth in front of his halfway house. Ran across a still. LOL. Ain't nobody getting killed down here from finding a still. That one's too good. Sorry. We're being serious. We're doing true crime. But that guy was great. Fuck the wrong dealer. Ran across a still. I disagree with Bigfoot. Most of the Bigfoots I know are pretty laid back. They don't want any unnecessary heat brought on them. Yeah, 100%. Usually the Bigfoots they keep to themselves. They're my kind of people. There's no reason why a Sasquatch would do this. It's completely out of character for them. There's absolutely no reason for a Sasquatch to go after any humans. These guys weren't posing a threat, and if they were, the Sasquatch, they probably wouldn't have left any remains. I would assume, like because I mean, if I was a Sasquatch, I don't know. I eat meat. I'm assuming Sasquatch eats meat, right? So, I mean, four dudes. I would have instead of if I was a Sasquatch, instead of throwing them in the river, I would have taken them back to camp and been like, "Yo, what's up, Sasquatch bitches?" I don't know. I don't think Sasquatch would be the type of guy that would just be like leave the meat kind of guy, right? Like poachers or those people that like shoot out of season that go and they kill an elk or kill a deer or whatever and then they just leave it. Like that really fucking bothers me. Like if you're gonna go out and you're gonna commit the crime of taking an animal out of season and killing an animal out of season, at least have the fucking decency and the courage to pick it up, clean it up, take it home, and take care of the meat. It's the people that just fucking shoot it and leave it. And I don't think Sasquatch would be the type of guy that would just like kill something and just leave it to go to waste. I honestly feel like Sasquatch would take the meat home and probably can it, or I don't know. It probably was. I don't know. I looked up the reviews and I looked at those reviews and you can go on there, go on the Google Map thing and look it up. And that person has like normal reviews of stuff around the same town of like the food that they ate. And then just all of a sudden, I bought a weed cartridge at the junkyard. What? Like, okay. We may have gotten off topic. Donate to other Sasquatch in need. Yeah, dude. Bring it back, dude. Like if you get okay, I'm a Sasquatch, right? And I kill four humans. I'm just gonna leave them and just throw them in the river. Bullshit, dude. I'm gonna take that shit home. Unless like they found them in the river, like on a stringer, like how like we put fish on a stringer to keep them fresh. Like if there was four humans in the river, like on a stringer, like still kind of kicking, you'd be like, holy shit, Sasquatch has some humans. Like we better get out of here. Like, that would make more sense. Maybe that's the suspicious circumstances they're talking about, or the thing that the person found. Maybe that's what the guy came across. Some guy was out there and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna pull over and go hike down to the river." Or he went to take his dog down for a piss, and he saw four humans on a stringer. He's like, "Oh shit!" And Sasquatch takes off, and he's like, "Man, I'm just trying to fish." It could happen. We should probably smoke some more weed. That wasn't weird enough. All right, where are we at? Calling it now. They were blinking late in the evening, likely after dark. Biking. Okay, they were biking late in the evening, likely after dark. Car hit them. Driver and possibly passenger didn't want investigation or police, so they killed them. If they weren't already dead of their wounds, it looked like the bikes. Okay, they took the bikes to a junkyard and the bodies to a river. Possibly the driver was running drugs at night. Dude, my fucking Sasquatch story sounds way more believable than this guy's fucking car hit him and the driver is like, "Oh shit, what do we do? We should fucking throw them in the river and like let's take their bikes and their phones to the junkyard real quick." Like, come the fuck on. Likely a truck given they'd have to load up four bodies and bikes. So they were hit by a large truck. Bullshit. More than likely it's Bigfoot. Your story's fucking weak. Okay, here's the no. Yes, this one. I don't know if this one's true. But so here's another one that we saw, or that I saw, that says in 2012, okay, let's go back to the beginning. The property south of town, also a salvage yard, and the junkyard in town are both owned by the same people. We mentioned that earlier. Um, One of the replies to it is wondered if they weren't stealing bike parts out of the junkyard and got caught, but I hear the owner has been open and cooperated. And a reply to that one is in 2012, the owner smoked a thief on his property. Over in our Tulsa, a lot of speculation is that the junkyard owner is a suspect because of him protecting his place of living. So I don't know what, but okay. Let's click our Tulsa and go over there. I have no idea how we'd find it and figure it out where the hell the story is on it, because he didn't link actually to it. He just said click our Tulsa. So I'm not going to go through all that and try to figure it out. And this is the one right here. We had mentioned the um, mugshot. Why did they use a mugshot for the last one and not an actual picture like the other three? Those kinds of official photos are pretty much indistinguishable from another unless labeled, likely the same kind of camera light is used for both, whatever. Could be a driver license, photo ID, whatever. But yeah, that's just pure speculation. But yeah, so we're out. That's pretty much all of it. It could have been aliens. But I don't, I mean, that's more plausible than that one guy's theory that somebody ran over him. But grays don't attack humans, and most aliens don't attack humans at all. So there's, like, that's not really something you would even, I don't know. I wouldn't even put that in there as a possibility that aliens were involved at all. Um, if they were, I don't think you would have bodies. I don't think they would be. If aliens were involved, it wouldn't be grays. But if aliens were involved, I don't think you would have bodies. I think you would have the people back. But I don't know. You ever seen the movie Fire in the Sky? You can watch that one. That was filmed in the woods out here. One of those like crazy stories where like these guys were left in the woods with no buttholes, and you're like, what the hell? What took their buttholes? But Fire in the Sky is a crazy one, and so I mean that kind of makes sense. But I don't think the aliens would actually kill anybody. Um, yeah, I just don't. I don't think any aliens have any reason to kill any humans. I mean, they have. I think they have ways that they could, and I think they could kill us and wipe us out no problem, and shut any of us off at any time that they feel necessary, just like the government could. But I don't. I don't think this kind of thing would be aliens. This is something stupid over a drug deal, in my opinion. I mean, if you want my honest, drunk, and stoned assessment of the situation, it sounds to me like these guys are a bunch of assholes. And I'm sorry, guys. Like, no offense. I'm not trying to be mean. I know you got families, and you're just doing what you got to do, and you did not deserve what happened to you. Like whatever these people did to you, you didn't deserve that. You were just living your life, I guess. I don't know. There maybe some criminality, but there I also have a little bit of sympathy for you. I want to know the full details before I make a complete assessment, But what I honestly feel is that you guys were up to no fucking good, and somebody fucking shot you and threw you in the river. And that's sad to say, and that sucks. And I feel like your family knows that, your girlfriend knows that, the ones that were in the news pleading for where are you kind of know that. And I feel like eventually that's going to come out, and we're going to be like, fuck, the guy at the junkyard shot him, and it was drugs. Like, we all knew they were involved in drugs. I don't know. But that's the feeling and the vibe I'm getting from it. And I'm sorry, guys. I really feel fucking terrible that you lost your lives. And even if you were wrapped up in some horrible shit, doing drugs, selling drugs, trying to steal drugs, whatever you were doing, riding bikes, it shouldn't have ended that way, and it shouldn't have been that way for anybody. It shouldn't have to be that way for anybody. And I hope the guy that did it gets his fucking butthole raped. Like this is bullshit, man. Or it was Bigfoot. Oh, I did say I was going to do a weed review, didn't I? Let's put the cigarette out and smoke weed instead. So, I went to one of my favorite dispensaries of all time. Uh, Yahat's Cannabis Company in Yahat's, Oregon. And I got some Dankside Farms, which is one of my... Dude, if you can get this, if you can find it, I highly recommend it. I don't know if you can see that, if I'm holding it right. Mm. This is a strain called Jealousy. These guys grow some of the dankest fucking weed I've ever had in my life. For when it comes to pre-rolls. The Dankside Farm packs is where it's at. All right, let's go back over to the Twitter and see if we got any more notifications on what's going on here with these guys. Nope. Ice cream is badass. Somebody made fun of my name. Dun dun dun. Whoops. There we go. Where are we at? Magatards are the worst human beings. This doesn't have anything to do with what we were talking about. What does this say? Oh, that's whatever. We don't need to get into that. One of the guys was a sex offender? Really? Where the hell did... Is that where... Maybe that's the guy with the mugshot. Maybe that's where the mugshot came from? How the hell did we find that? Oh. So, the McKell. So what would the guy... Shit. The names again. So is it? Why does it say on that picture Mikkel? Billy, Mark, Alex, Ray, and Mikkel. Which one's that? Because there's Mark, Billy, Mike, and Alex. Mark, Billy, Mike. Is his name Michael? In the thread I just posted in True Crime on Twitter. I'm gonna need to hire you to remind me what I'm talking about. That's him. That so it's Mike Sparks, right? Must be the one. Mike Sparks 32, which is that one. Yeah, Mike Sparks. That other picture has him as Mike with an L. I'm gonna search for sex. They were biking to a scrapyard at 8 p.m. They all have criminal records. One is a sex offender. They certainly weren't training for the Tour de France. Oh yeah, because I skipped over all this. Because this is just where like people started speculating about the guys. Like I get it. I get it. I get these guys. You know what I mean? Like I know they're my kind of people. Just I know. We can read through this one though. So this was Jesus Christ. Just because they look like rednecks doesn't mean it was meth. This is how half my family looks like, and they aren't on meth. Show some respect, or if you can't do that, just don't show anything. For any, yeah, this was the Reservoir Dogs one. Okay, for anyone wondering, this is the town Reservoir Dogs is based in. No, the other one was the woman. They almost certainly aren't road bikers and do own cars. They're probably just scooting around town for just and giggles. Okay, whatever. So they were biking to a scrapyard at 8 p.m. They all have criminal records. One is a sex offender. They certainly weren't training for the Tour de France. Yeah, you can bike and still not be training to Tour de France, turns out. I'm from Oklahoma and having a criminal record and also know how to bike, oddly, still doesn't make me a meth head. Oh my god, dude. Nobody's talking about you. I had those fucking comments like that when people are like, hey, I'm not that. Like, fuck, shut up. Sorry you had to make it about you, but still nobody cares about you. Anyway. But see, that's the thing is like none of this is corroborated anywhere. Like none of the stories that we have, none of the leads that we have, none of it is corroborated through any news reports anywhere. It's all just like comments and hearsay and like local news in like local newspaper comment sections. Like none of it, um, fucking none of it's real as far as I can tell, or none of it we can verify. I mean, it may be real. I have no idea, but it's really interesting nonetheless. I'm pretty excited to see like what happens next because I'd really like to have some justice for these guys. You know what I mean? Because somebody fucked them up. Oklahoma have cartels? Like, because somebody had said in one of the comments that like maybe it was cartel activity or something. And I'm like, what? I know there's I know some guys, but like I don't know if it is there cartels in Oklahoma. Isn't Oklahoma like in the middle of the like if you go like where the bottom of America, Oklahoma's like not there? I don't know. Like so maybe there is a big ol' cartelification. I have no idea. I don't know. What else do you guys think? Should we just fucking call it? 'Cause we're not gonna catch these guys, killers. Not tonight, I don't think. I'd really like to hear some more from the police. Do they have Twitters? They do. I was looking earlier. I searched for it. If you go to the top. That's the same thread we read earlier. And what's this one? What is this? Oh, okay. This is a Facebook update. Oh shit, we got new stuff. Let's keep going. Update on the missing four men from Chief. This is 2 days ago. What the hell? This is old. Investigators spent the day gathering video and additional GPS information. They also followed up on potential sightings. We were unable to confirm any reported sightings. An interview was conducted today regarding a report that a citizen observed all four men walking down the street around 2 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Okay. An interview was conducted today regarding a report that a citizen observed all four men walking down the street around 2 a.m. on Tuesday. This also cannot be confirmed with independent witness or video. So that's another sighting that cannot be confirmed. This evening and tomorrow we'll begin the long tedious process through hours of video. Okay, so this is old. Additional locations have been identified as potential sources for more video. This is all before. Okay. It is important to remember that without an actual appearance of the missing men on video along the path we have been able to establish by phone data, we can't definitively say the missing men took that path. Rather, only one of their phones did. We will continue to investigate and are following any evidence we uncover. Huh. Yeah, they were biking to a scrapyard. Yeah, we already read these ones, didn't we? I think we did. Yeah, interesting. The wife reported three of them missing, and the other was reported missing by his mom. Seems like they didn't leave the house together, but met up. Yeah, we read through all this. Yeah, so I think we're pretty much at the top. I don't really know what else, like what we do next. Just wait for the cops to say something. Yeah, there ain't nothing. So I guess we wrap this up here. We leave it at that. We leave it at a mystery. Damn. Damn, it's a mystery. I don't know. Hopefully we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do another Umfowars. If they figure out who killed these guys. Was it 9 o'clock on Sunday? Shit. Shit, son. How long have we been going? Hour and 16? That's it? Perfect point to wrap it up. Okay. Thanks for hanging out. I gotta go back in and spend some time with my family. It was good seeing you guys. Good talking to you guys. I hope some more stuff comes out about this and we can figure it out. But some shady shit went down apparently. I don't know. You guys have a good night. I'll see you around.